you don't have a lot of chances.
Yeah.
That being said, I did fix the map issue because I picked the wrong map, and we are in the Nagran Arena. So, guys, this is the second. This is the second chance bracket. I was gonna say second chance bracket of the Yaspresent tournament. So both of these teams unfortunately lost their first series. It is not over. Of course, they will be fighting off each other right now, and whoever makes it, whoever wins the best out of three, will be moving on to round two. Of course, if you want to check any of the teams or any of the information about the tournament, you can check the info tab right below.
And hopefully here, once the gates open, we're gonna see the rogue team Botar with his shroud just sneaking in here, try to land a staff here on Zipai. Terai doing a good job here pre-hotting his team. I really think he should go into stealth though, because if he gets yeah, going into stealth just at the last second there, so he doesn't get sapped. But Scatter Slow Trap for the lock and load procs, choosing that survival spec, unlike the marksman spec he chose against the RMD. It's going to be interesting here to see how much damage he can be doing. But Iron Barks and Iron Ward forced very early here on Terrai. They are going to be tunneling the rest of the Druid, blinding the Warrior here, trying to bait that trinket, for a swap later, but an NS Hex on the Gizmo. Lots of cross CC. Unfortunately, not a lot of pressure being applied to Swapsy because of Joey choosing to sit that blind. But Terrai taking tons and tons and tons of damage, choosing to pop that Stormlash Totem. Spirit Walker's great, so he can move all Castle's Lava Burst. So Terra taking tons of damage. He doesn't have that Symbiosis Ice Block. He's got to be very careful about how low he goes. Triggering that full kidney at about 150k HP. Still taking just tons of damage. That Healing Surge was off-kicked by Botar. Feign Death does come out here to avoid some crowd control. Lots of CC being thrown around here. Stormbolt on Gizmo. Double Shockwave. Recklessness being blown on Swapse. Deterrence is forced there, as well as Trinket. Botar into a full clone.
Yeah, and Turai, doing a good job in the trinket. He had no bark skin. Botar was able to connect straight back into him, and they have to trinket in last stand. The heart of the wall is up now. Good choice by Turai. He knows that if he gets caught up into that full stun, he could just die. You almost saw him just dying into that DR Kinney. That was just insane. And there's a full Kinney right now. Let's see if he decides to skin. Yes, he does decide to skin, so he might still drop out of it. He doesn't have much left. 100k HP, 150k HP. He has still heart of the wall up for a few more seconds. Is it going to be enough? And I'm not sure. He should be displaying the black arrow, but he's not, so he's taking 6% more damage. He might just die. Railing Cry barely saving him. A nice job by Joey Fernandez using it at the right time. We see some lava burst procking from Zipai onto Swapik C, a full clone onto Boitar. Does decide to sit it, and I think the full Kinney will be full. Of course it will be full. It will be without the Barskin. If they can connect well, it could just be over for Terai. There's the full growth from Boitar onto Terai. There's he just blinked out of his loft. Good job by him. Ironbark is ready, so he should be fine if he decides to pull it up right before. A nice roar onto Boitar, and Boitar actually just broke from the deep wound, so there's the full Kinney. No Barskins available, but a great fear. Oh my god, what a great fear by Joy Fernandez. We saw the full Hex onto Gizmo with a full fear onto Boitar, stopping that pressure.
Yeah, Swapsy here taking a lot of damage, forcing the deterrence with that full clone on Gizmo. Gizmo does not have his trinket, so Spirit Link becoming pretty much a useless. Yeah, choosing to use Spirit Link before he can't. Not taking any chances this game. The Thug Cleave here trying to tunneling Terra. It seems to be working for them. Incredible amount of pressure here. Opening again with unused trinkets and Shadow Dance. There's a lot of damage. Ironbark and Snarward, R-Force, Zip by doing a good job here throwing Grounding Totem, trying to ground any of those. Magic abilities from Gizmo, because Gizmo's been doing a good job spamming Purge and keeping that Flame Shock up, realizing how much pressure his team's applying and just trying to support them as best as he can.
Yeah, we just saw Joey Fernandez, this time deciding to trinket the blind, but Terra is in a whole lot of trouble. Trinket is back. He's gonna be skinning. He's stinging through his guts. Might it be enough? No, he just decided to trinket at the last second and popping that shroom. He needs to spell out Black Arrow. He wants to take last damage, but the pressure from this rogue and Hunter is just insane. As I was about to say, Joey eventually just trinketed that blind, so he won't have a trinket if he gets put to CC. Same with Zipai, does not have trinket now. Terra deciding to blink to displace her beast across the map, giving him a better position. We see a redirect Kinney onto Joey Fernandez. Looks like he's going to be fine for now.
But a full Hex landed there on Gizmo. Unfortunately, no pressure going out. Botar getting a re-stealth there. Unfortunately, proccing Subterfuge. Tranquility coming out behind a pillar, trying to just pad that meter with his hot so that when he gets swapped to, he'll have as much mitigation as he can. However, they are switching up to Zipai with a full trap. Unfortunately, not able to ground it quick enough. No trinket available on Terra. He doesn't have that Symbiosis Ice Block. He's stuck in that trap. Zipai completely alone. No Sham Rage. Switching on to Joey Fernandez. Tons of swapping damage here from this Survival Hunter. Just doing an incredible job with a spec I wouldn't expect so much of. We're looking here for an opportunity between Zeepai and Swapsy here. Swapsy taking a lot of damage. Botar also into a full Stormbolt. Recklessness being blown. Scattershot onto Joey Fernandez as a peel using that slow trap. But Botar in a lot of trouble. Full clone on Gizmo. Full fear on Swapsy. It does break the damage. Again, both teams doing a lot of spread pressure here. Swapsy and Botar dipping to about 50%. Terai also still just the target of choice for the Thug Cleave. It's really working for them. They're getting a lot of pressure, forcing that Trinket on cooldown, forcing that that Iron Barks and Iron Word almost all the time, using that dash. It's basically a 2v1. This Wrestler Druid doing the best he can with the help of Zeepai, who is completely oom from off healing so much. That full redirect hitting onto Joey. Scattershot and Joey out of that, just trying to peel them. Swapsy taking a lot of damage. Gizmo into that full Hex, dipping incredibly low here, and Lava Surges are proccing like crazy. However, Garrote Silence on that, no Sham Rage available. Smoke Bomb does come out, tons of damage onto Zeepai here. He might just go down here. Explosive Traps turned around here, full half blown onto Botar, and Swapsy is taken down to about 200,000 HP. Tons and tons of damage here. Black Arrow, again, being dispelled by Terai. Really nice decision-making here by him. Grounding Totem being thrown down just to try and, ground those Lava Burst procs. A lot of damage being done. Shadow Dance coming out on Terai. Again, Black Arrow's up. Full blind to Joey Fernandez. No peels. Half HP. Scattershot onto Zeepai. Choosing to trinket this. Realizing the dire situation that Terai is in. Forcing the Barkskin. Tons of damage. Gizmo into full Hex. Swapsy incredibly low as well. Dipping to about 100k HP. He needs a deterrence. If it's not available, he could go down. NS heal just before the full cycle on 50k HP, 40k HP, and he does go down.
And it's not going to be enough, but what a crazy game. It was just so close. We just saw Terai just, almost dying. We saw the swap onto Joy Fernandez, which I really liked. They put the scatter trap onto Terai, swap to Joy Fernandez, who barely had time to put a Diet Battle Sword between the Chief Shot and the Kidney. I think that's pretty much the only reason he lived, as Terai was still in the CC, and Terai just doing a good job at surviving overall. You thought he was going to die. He was just out of cooldown at the end, but still managing to do it. Of course, we saw a nice NS clone at the end after that Hex onto Gizmo. Is going to land in the kill for Swapixie, and the team of Zeepai, Terai, and Joy Fernandez are going to be leading 1-0.
Really interesting strategy there from the Thug Cleave. I didn't expect it, but it worked out for them to just ride Terai the whole time. No real useful symbiosis there, no ice block, no icebound fortitude, nothing defensively for him to look for. So he's basically on his own as far as kiting, and Zeepai doing a good job healing him. Unfortunately, running out of mana and a lot of good, cross CC.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Have you noticed what symbiosis he was picking up? I'm not sure if he picked the Warrior Fear. I'm assuming he didn't, because the Warrior Fear from the Druid breaks on any damage. So I think he just gave Beam to his Shamans, and then he had Spearwalkers. I'm not sure.
Solar Beam not really being useful there in that matchup, I don't think. Zeepai never really being close to...
I guess they would have to I guess you could do it to interrupt the cast, or mass route into to the beam. It only lasts 5 seconds, but it's still an extra CC.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be, but that fear also for peeling the rogue off of himself, just that extra CC, forcing a tremor with the warrior fear, and then maybe overextending the rogue into a corner and putting him into a symbiosis fear really could provide a lot of relief. That's what he really needs. He just needs relief. When he doesn't have that bark skin, when he doesn't have that Iron Bark or Snaring Word, he's got to have them off him. So
yeah, for sure. I felt like it was still a really close game, as we've seen Terai dropping to 20k HP at some point. I wonder what the Thug Cleave is going to do. Of course, it is Swapixie playing that Survival Hunter, Boitar on the Rogue, Gizmo on the Wrath of Shaman. I wonder if they're going to stick to what they've been doing. I like that they try to swap it up a bit. Unfortunately, it didn't work into Joey Fernandez, but it was really close. So we'll see if they decide to stick to their main strat, which is, CCing Zeepai and Joey while going on to the rest of Druid.
I think Botar's team, realizing how close they got, he is changing from the 10% extra damage on his Chief Shots and Kidneys. He's going to go with the Paralytic Poison. It's an interesting change here. It could end up paying off. You trinket that full kidney, you don't expect that 3-second stun, you end up dying. It's going to add a lot of randomness, which maybe they needed to get that kill in the last game.
All right, guys, and if you're supporting for the team of Swapixie, Boitar, and Gizmo, make sure you give them some love, because this could be their last game if they unfortunately lose here. So we'll see what they will be doing. I'll just let you start straight away.
Here we see Shroud being used. Sap onto Zeepai. Terai in stealth. He really needs to stay in stealth as long as possible. Realizing that he is the kill target, he realizes he's going to be trained, opening way far away from the action, getting the pre-hots up just in case they don't do it. Landing a full hex into Zeepai here with a binding shot stun. Switching blades, dance, stampede, everything. Full kidney. If he sits this kidney, is very, very brave. Relying on that skin. Ironbark Sonaring Ward preemptively there before the kidney. Really good work there. Joey Fernandez able to sit the full blind as a result.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be fine for now. The black arrow is still up. He's not deciding to do the spell. I think he should because it gives actually a huge load of damage for the survival hunter. We see a nice trank, and there's Boitar straight back onto him as we saw the freedom totem from Gizmo straight into his target. DR Kinney. He's decided to sit it. Unfortunately, it is DR'd as I was saying. Black arrow is back up again. I think Terra is gonna be fine. He still has the last stand available. He might have to use it. Actually, shouts will be used first. Interesting choice. He might not have his last stand back up. Anyways, Terra is gonna be moving out from this general rear, but looks like Gizmo, still has his trinket available, same as Boitar and Swapixy, so this is looking pretty even so far.
Nice route there into Kelowna and Botar from Terai, just giving himself breathing room for that bark skin to come off cooldown. And also, camping out on his shroom, getting that extra passive heal. There's the Symbiosis Fear. Unfortunately, Botar had a Flame Shock on him, and unlike normal fears, it breaks instantly on damage. That Shadow Dance coming out with Trinket proc, Tricks of the Trade, everything. Bark skin, Cloak of Shadows really offensively here. He really wants to take Terai down. The full hex, however, being thrown out on Gizmo. Lots of counter pressure, deep wounds on both Swapsy and Botar. I would like to see maybe a bit more flame shocks thrown out there. Full cheap shot onto Zeepai. Lots of damage just being thrown out. This Resto Druid Terai just doing a really amazing job here, putting Botar into clones. Not afraid to juke that kick. Not afraid to be a little bit aggressive here. He knows that his team can get a kill. He's just got to survive.
Yeah, I like what Zeepai and Joey Fernandez were doing. When Zeepai does not have NS Hex, he just puts, actually, I'm going to talk about the pressure onto Terra now, who does not have skin. He pre-armbarked it, barely going to save him. He should be fine for now. I was just going to say, there's a full fear onto Boitar. It should get Tremor in a few seconds if it doesn't break. But Terra is still in a bit of trouble, and Boitar just out of fear. We just saw the Hex onto Gizmo. Joey Fernandez and Zeepai just doing a good job at putting the Stormbolt into Hex when the NS is not available. So good job by him. You're talking about the Flame Shocks, but I think Gizmo is also probably dispelling a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's why we might not see some of them. And of course, Boitar is cloaking off pretty offensively every time. But look at Swapixy, down to 300k HP, swapping onto him. No CC onto Gizmo, so he should be fine. As we see the Kidney onto Terai with the Shadow Dance and the unused proc trinkets up. And he should be fine for now, as the skin should keep him up with the full blooms.
Yeah, really nice cooldown management this game from Terai. Not dipping nearly as low as he did in the previous game. Really nice use of Bark Skin every time on Shadow Dance, making sure he's not using it unless a cooldown is being traded for it. Lock and load procs, although from Swapsy, lots of damage. Cheap shot coming out. Ironbark Sonaring Ward again, preemptively. He's literally preempted every single Garrote cheap shot this entire game, leading to him really being able to survive here. But Smoke Bomb, nice disorient out of the cheap shot on Botar. That's going to sit full. Nice staggering shout root usage by Joey Fernandez instead of taking that AoE interrupt, because now it does share diminishing returns. Not really serving a purpose in this matchup either. Rapid fire
for sure. It
being
looks
blown.
like the pressure has been kind of stabilizing, as you see. Boitar and Gizmo still having a trinket. There's the cloak, offensive cloak from Boitar. He wants to get to his target, but he gets speared on it. It's not gonna break yet. There we go. It just broke again. So deciding to play with that fear Terai that is, as you see the black arrow on him. The pressure onto Joey Fernandez actually just trinketing instantly. Interesting choice. Maybe he was in battle. He saw the Shadow Dance pop from Boitar as Swapixy is still stuck into that fear because Gizmo was hexed. And interesting that Joey actually just instantly trinketed. Maybe a bit. He was just really scared, but I think he might have been fine.
Nice Soul of the Forest clone on Gizmo, forcing the trinket. Botar dipping incredibly low, keeping that feint up, keeping the recoup up. Riptide, everything, just really using that Unleash heal effectively to top him off. Full kidney on Zeepai, switching targets here. Nice mass entanglement on Botar, rooting him in place there for a little while with the Fairy Fire, unable to use Vanish, possibly asking for a Dispel soon from Gizmo so he can use that ability. Oh, Zeepai taking a ton of damage here, refusing to Shamrage. I'm not exactly sure if it's available. It is available to him, so he's choosing to sit on that. He doesn't want to use it unless he's trading it for a cooldown. So that Shadow Dance, but nice full clone here by Terai, able to really spam those clones now that he's not being tunneled. So relieving Terai, it's going to allow these clone spams coming out. Nice Hex on Gizmo. Flame Shocks on Botar and Swapsy. I expect the Lava Burst to kind of be flying here. Nice cloak by Botar aggressively. Nice scatter on Joey Fernandez. Nice cross CC. Good grounding on the trap on Joey Fernandez. However, Terrai choosing to sit the full blind. I really expected that Thug Khalif to kind of be baiting the trinket there. Nice sap out of the blind. I did not expect that. The blind barely running out almost there, but able to land the full sap, forcing the Sham Rage. However, I really think they wanted to get Terrai's trinket there.
Yeah, for sure. And just the Sham Rage just being enough. Terrai just had a 16-second CC chain, and now he's dropping because the Sham Rage is finally fading. Iron Bark is going to have to be used. I'm sure if it's up, there's the NS, there's the Iron Bark. He should be fine for now. Really, Fernandez just popping his Reg now onto Boitar. He just got out of the stun, so he should be fine. Popping that feint. Gizmo does not have a trinket. There's the NS clone. Boitar in a whole lot of trouble. Cloak is not available. Zipai just procking on his face, 200,000 damage, 200k HP rather. Should be fine. There's the big Unleash NS from Gizmo. Boitar still in a little bit of trouble. He does not seem to be able to pick him up. We just saw a fear from Joey Fernandez onto Boitar. It is going to break as we see the DR Kinney onto Joey.
No, yeah, the game kind of settling into a little bit of a lull here, but Zipai, still taking a lot of damage. Stormlash coming down. Incredible amount of DPS here. Feign Death being used to try to like juke some CS. A really DR'd clone. Scatter Trap. Zipai did, I believe, manage to ground the trap. However, it is a slowing trap. My mistake. Full kidney here on Zipai. Again, holding onto that Sham Rage is really important. He doesn't want to use that Sham Rage unless Shadow Dance is being used. Lining up those cooldowns is really important because without Sham Rage, he's going to take a lot of damage. And there we go. He's forced to use the Sham Rage without Dance. So we're going to see some explosions here in about like maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, Armbark was up. It was actually not enough. I decides to still use the Sham Rage at the end. And this could be good for the team of Swapixie and Boitar, as we see the damage is still onto Zipai. Redirect hitting onto Terrai. Grounding on the trap. Great job by Zipai. Should we find Boitar and Swapixie still putting the pressure onto Zipai, as you can see, but the Ironbark should deny the pressure. Now, we just see Joey Fernandez swapping the battle. Maybe we'll see a nice binding shot by Swapixie is going to stun the whole team. And it looks like they want to go back onto, I'm not too sure, it looks like they're onto Terrai right now. Yeah, we see the black arrow onto Terrai. He still should be fine as he still has a bark skin up.
Nice shockwave there, forcing the Hunter's trinket there. He wants to be aggressive. Gizmo in a full hex. Unable to get out of that unless using his trinket, which I'm sure he doesn't. Nice scatter on Terrai. Can he land the trap here? Choosing to use that slow trap, As survival, he gets those lock and load procs. Just tons of damage coming from him. But Zipai, getting swapped back here. I believe Sham Rage is up very soon. He does choose to Sham Rage. Full blind on Joey Fernandez. And, being really conservative with his trinket. He's not just rage trinketing out of those full blinds. Really holding on to that, so he's not opening up that opportunity to be swapped to. But Swapsy here, 300k HP, dipping pretty quickly, but no CC on Gizmo. Botar doing a good job here. Hexes being spammed at each other. Does choose to trinket there. A lot of damage, but a full kidney onto Terrai. Terrai taking a lot of damage, but does have his trinket available. But Swapsy, incredibly low here, 90k HP, possibly needs to just turn. Spirit Link does come out. Full clone onto Botar. The Ascendant's really getting a lot of pressure here from Zipai, just chucking those Lava Bursts like he's a Lava Burst factory, just doing a lot of work.
Lava Burst Factory, I would not have said it better, but Swapixie has a bit of trouble. They unfortunately overlapped, the deterrents and the length from Gizmo. Should still be fine for a little bit. I'm not sure. Gizmo does not have a trinket for a long time, and Swapixie only has one deter left. If they could have a full hex to Gizmo into a clone, this could be the end for Swapixie. But Terrai on the other side just have to use this trinket down to 200k HP. He should be fine for a little bit. He does not have skin, unfortunately, for now. But look at he's fine. Like, to the pressure is not to Swapixie, who still has no deter. 40k HP might just go down. Full clone onto Gizmo. And that should be it for Swapixie if Joey actually just gets cheap shotted, so he might be fine. A nice sap onto Zipai, just Boitar just being Nailio, just peeling everything, and Swapixie should be fine.
That was a really amazing defensive play by Botar there. The defensive smoke bomb allowing Swapsy to just sit in it and landing that full sap while Zipai fell out of combat because of the smoke bomb. Just really spectacular high-level rogue play there. Really unexpected. The NS Hex does come out on Gizmo, though. No trinket available. Swapsy incredibly low, trying to feign death, trying to fake that death into a full fear, no tremor, and does go down. Oh, he's hanging on there. I have no idea what that heal is that saved him.
Boitar's not trinketing, but his Hunter's dying, and it looks like he's going to be fine. On the other side, the pressure's back onto Terrai. Swapsy just trinketed Gizmo into the full clone, and the pressure's onto Terrai, who still has a skin of it. I was going to let you finish, but...
Botar landing that full sap on Zipai and then changing it up and opening on Terrai with no skin, completely unexpected. Swapsy completely like 13 HP. I have no idea how he lived, and they managed to turn that around.
and that was just insane. As you see, we were both, unable to speak at the end because there, Terai was just pushing for that clone. And he kind of got punished for it. No training, no skin. He just wanted to finish the game. He knew that, he forgot that clone, but he just, he, as I said, he just got punished for it. The full dance, the dance just came back up, and the skin was not available. The trainer was not available, and that's all it needs. That's all it takes, and the score will be 1-1.
Yeah, just a spectacular rogue play there from Botar. Like two clutch saps, nice smoke bomb play. Just really good use of his cooldowns, understanding, completely what he needs to do to beat this team, proving that they can pull out some wins. Just that was incredible. I can't believe that he survived that. I'm still in shock that he survived that
That
with no
was actually
discernice.
just crazy, and just it sets the pace, it sets the game. You can just tell these teams do not want to lose. They're just playing extremely well. I didn't expect that the game to even last that long sometimes, but it's just like a cooldown battle, as we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Whoever manages the cooldown a bit better than the other team is able to kind of straight ahead. I don't know if Joey had a shout at the end, their rallying cry. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure. That's like the only thing that could have saved, right? But nonetheless, great job both of these teams. They will be moving on to the last game, or we will be moving on to the last game of this series, and whoever wins this will be moving on.
Yep, deciding which team is going to be dropped out of here, losing any chance at money, fame, and glory. Unfortunately, there have to be losers, and both teams showing why they are top rated and why they deserve to be here in both of these games. Just excellent play, just really amazing.
Got it. All right, and we're not gonna, have any more delay. We're gonna get straight into it because that's the only thing both of these teams want. As we were saying, whoever loses this game will be kicked out of the tournament, not have a shot at the $10,000 prize pool money held for this tournament this weekend. I'm just gonna pick up the map, and I think we can be ready to go.
Uh, Interesting choice, Tolvaron Arena from the Thunderclave. And, that open map so that Zeepai can hopefully connect here with, the stereotypical Elemental Shaman Lava Burst procs. I think that's a smart decision to pick this open map. The only other choice possibly maybe being Blade's Edge Arena, using that Thunderstorm again, because Botar will be running that burst of speed, unable to instantly jump back up, needing to run around long corners and up big ramps to connect back to Terai if that's the target they choose to train.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is going to be interesting how they decide to. Terrai has been doing such a good job surviving, and I feel like if he just keeps playing very safe, his team will eventually get a kill. Of course, that game was extremely close. It just comes down to these little things. You were talking about the bomb. We're talking about the sap onto Zeepai, which pretty much saved him. Then a cheap shot onto Joey. But anyways, I'll just let you get started on this next game and final game of the series.
Botar again choosing to run with that paralytic poison. I didn't see it, proc a lot that last game, or at least not meaningful. Not too meaningful anyways, but does get the sap on Zeepai. He's going to try to find Terai. If he can find Terai in stealth, that'd be incredibly lucky, but, unfortunately, they don't know they are near each other. Rapid fire being blown, open on Zeepai, forcing the stone form, before the kidney, full scatter. Hopefully lands the trap out of that. Unable to land the trap. Paralytic poison stun. Nerve strike being applied to Zeepai. The damage being reduced by 25%. Nice blind on Terra. I think this game they're going to be forcing Shamanistic Rage here with the on-use trinket and proc trinket, as well as Windwalk Stormlash Totem going down. Tons of damage being applied here through the Sham Rage. And Terra, fortunately able to save that trinket and get this Tranquility, out of LOS uninterrupted.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the fact that they're doing swapping a bit of strat. So this time they decided to put the CC onto Terai and just going onto Zeepai. Sham Rage is finally fading. The pressure is onto Swapping See. There's a bit of Flame Shock spread around. We see a full clone onto Boitar. So I think that Zeepai should be fine. And the thing is, it's just so easy for an Ellie to kind of get his Druid out of CC. He can just ground the trap. He can Tremor if he ever plays his Byron. So they don't have that much CC for him, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to kill Zeepai, but I just like the fact that they're still, trying to switch it up.
That really offensive Cloak of Shadows there to get the Vanish off. Did get disoriented in stealth. Unfortunately, there Terai probably unaware of that, but the Garrote does come out. Blades being used. Paralytic Poison does proc. Tons of damage on Terai. Terai sitting on his trinket. Unfortunately, there's no kidney to follow up. He did get Barkskin on his own. There's the full kidney as crowd control. Trying to switch back to Zeepai, I believe. Zeepai, not the target of choice. Yes, the target of choice is Zeepai. The Survival Hunter, again, using these slowing traps, trying to get those lock and load procs. Get a lot of damage going. But Botar, put in that full clone. The pressure's going to be relieved here. I really think that Black Arrow, like we've been saying, should be dispelled almost on cooldown. It's too much of a risk to just leave it up.
Yeah, and as you can see, the Shaman Rage is back up again. At least Shaman is just so hard to kill. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do it, but actually, no hots up onto. There we go. There's the Kenny now onto Tirai. No skin is available. Shadow Dance by Boitar. Shaman Rage actually being popped by Zeep at the same time, under pressure. It looks like a nice full fear by Tirai onto Boitar on his trinkets, so he should be fine. Great job by Tirai.
Yeah, nice NS clone there, and realizing that there were no dots on Bortar. Also keeping Fairy Fire Roots, choosing to cloak that, trying to save Swapsy here. Full Hex on Gizmo, no trinket available, forcing that Deterrence, Botar into that full fear now. Deterrence is over, forcing the Spirit Link. Tons of defensive cooldowns forced right there. Interesting here. Swapsy trying to turn it around here with his on use and his proctoring from Botar. Tricks of the Trade is out. Zeepai is the choice here. Stone forming preemptively here. Binding Shot does lock him up. Choosing to trigger the Blind Terroride does, but Zeepai just taking tons and tons and tons of damage here. He does not. I believe he does have Shamrage available. No, he doesn't. 30 seconds on Shamrage. No Shamrage available. Dipping incredibly low. Can Terroride save him at this point?
The shadows available, they might have to use it, so I think they're going to be fine. There we see the back arrow being put up and getting top instantly by Tirai. Wow, that must have been like a Swiftman crit. That was insane. And a big, nice clone onto Bortar. Should be releasing the pressure. As you can see, the team of Gizmo, Swapixie, and Bortar. Toxic Hughes does not have any trinkets. Same thing for Tirai and Zeepai, except for Johnny Fernandez, who actually just trinketed the pressure onto Swapixie. 100k HP. No deterrence available. I'm pretty sure Gizmo does not have a trinket for a few. If they can put any CC, it could be the end for Swapixie, but Boitar just doing a good job peeling once again, and looks like Swapixie is going to be fine for a little bit as Gizmo is running out of mana.
Unfortunately, Botar, using his Shadow Dance defensively there, he's going to lose a lot of offensive pressure, but he had to try to save Swapsy here. He's running out of steam here. Windwalk Totem is thrown down. Gizmo in a full clone, no trinket available. Swapsy completely alone, choosing to scatter shot Joey Fernandez. Nice GR'd kidney shot just to apply the nerve strike to Zeepai. Just trying to delay this death as long as they can, Just half clone onto Gizmo, 170k HP, choosing to cloak and get a re-stealth here. The Lavaverse are flying, but he does manage to pick him back up out of that. Unfortunately, running out of mana here, Gizmo is incredibly low, forcing the Bark Skin here on the reopener on Tirai, and then just swapping right back to redirect Kidney Zeepai, and unfortunately getting disoriented cloned as a result of moving away from Tirai.
Yeah, for sure. We just saw Tirai, of course, is skinning, and I think the dance is going to be up for Boitar soon, and that's probably going to be their next target of choice. If they can manage to connect back to Tirai soon, they might get a kill, but it looks like they're onto Zeepai for now, who still has the not-have Shaman Rage for 20 seconds. If they can put in any CC onto Tirai, Zeepai might just die. There's a rallying cry. Good job by Joey Fernandez. I think Zeepai should be fine as he is getting picked up. We just saw Boitar sitting in that Fear once again. A good job by Joey peeling, but the rallying cry is fading off. It looks like Zeepai just might be fine, deciding to hold on to this Stormform as of right now. Tirai is put into the blind, decides to sit it this time. Interesting choice as he does not have a Shaman Rage, and there's a full sap, and I don't know why he's not trinketing. Actually, the Shaman Rage is coming back up, and like nice communication between the players, and I think they should be able to live.
Yeah, really nice coordination there. Shamrage coming up just in time to save it, so Tirai could save his trinket there for that critical CC and pick his partner up. Counter shot there on the unfortunately missed on the Cyclone on Botar. Binding shot thrown down here, just trying to lock people up, trying to recover again for that kill opportunity on Tirai with no bark skin. So the Groat does come out. He does displace her Beast of it. Nice use of abilities while silenced. Hex does come out on Gizmo, though. Swapsy in a lot of trouble. Botar kind of leaving him alone to tunnel the Resto Druid. Kind of questionable, but he is coming back immediately to try and peel here. Garroting Zeepai and Chief Shotting Joey Fernando, giving Swapsy a lot of breathing room. Grounding Totem coming down for any of those random, NS clone, NS hexes. Just trying to eat a lot of CC. Nice Shockwave Thunderstorm on Zeepai right here, just giving him a lot of space while Shamrage is still on cooldown. Sorry.
Yeah, as I say, the Shaman Rage wasn't cool. But Tirai doing a good job. He knew he had no trinkets, so he put the Heart of the Wild up preemptively and was able to keep Zeepai up until his next Shaman Rage. And there we just saw Boitar dropping a bit low. Gizmo still struggling a bit of mana, but he has been for the last few minutes. We saw him pop in the Ascendance, throwing out these heals. We saw full Kenny this time onto Zeepai, but he looks like he's fine. Shaman Rage is back up. Armor Bark is put up, and looks like the team of Joey Fernandez and Zeepai should be fine for now.
Yeah, landing that NS Hex on the Gizmo, choosing to trinket late. Botar in trouble, full NS clone out. Botar in a lot of trouble here. I'm not sure if he has Cloak of Shadows. I don't believe he does. Scatter shot onto Joey Fernandez again, using that slow trap to get his lock and load procs. Just locking that warrior down with roots, just not letting him play the game on his on use trinket there. Just having no fun. Nice root there, good safeguard out. Here, I believe Botar is trying to get a re-stealth, unable to. Smoke Bomb being used kind of defensively here to try and attempt a re-stealth, I believe. But he is just trying to chase Tirai choosing to cloak Vanish here aggressively on Terra. I believe he does have Barkskin, and he's not coordinated with Schwabsy here. Schwabsy's in a lot of trouble. Unfortunately, there's no CC on Gizmo, so Gizmo just free healing him. But again, the mana is really starting to show here. 27k, almost completely out of mana, whereas Terra, hovering just above half. Nice blind sap there, choosing to trinket the sap. Sham Rage use as well, Stoneform as well, Windwalk as well. Lots of defensive cooldowns. Grounding trying to get out here just any instant CC, the grounding totem is not really relevant because Swapsy's never really throwing those freezing traps. He's throwing the slowing traps. So Zeepai may be confused by that tactic a bit here.
Yeah, for sure. We saw a nice shockwave by Joey Fernandez hitting all 3 targets. That will be a 20-second shockwave. Cooldown only. We just saw Zeepai has no Sham Rage. Terra has no Trinket. And ECC chain now. Heart otherwise, of course, not back up. Full Kinny onto Zeepai. I wish I had a smoke bomb for that. That could have been maybe a good time. But Swappy C's taking a lot of damage as we see the clone onto Boitar. Swappy C down to 20k HP. There's the Spirit Walker's Great from to Gizmo. But he's at 30k mana. How long can he keep up? He could probably only cast 1 more healing sphere before going in. There's a DR shockwave. Look like he's going to be fine. Boitar, once again, using that cloak to stick on his target. Looks like their team should be overly fine. Terai decided, to trade that sap a bit early on, decided